As we're celebrating World Youth Day this year, I really wanted to try and answer some of the questions that you as young people have throughout the family. So I've asked Rebecca if she could gather together some of those questions, and I'm now going to try and answer them for you. So Rebecca has printed them off. I have 6 questions that I'll be working through. So let's roll. Firstly, we have a question from Gohar in Caritas Armenia. Hi Gohar, and thanks for the question. And Gohar's question was, what role do you think young people can play in shaping the future of Caritas? We in Caritas are immensely proud of the role that you young people play in many different ways throughout the Confederation. In many of the services we provide, you are involved at the grassroots level, and you are the face of Caritas, bringing that good news, but bringing the love and the compassion of Caritas to the people you serve. You bring your energy, your dynamism, your creativity, and your care for people in your communities. And I think that all goes an enormous way to shaping the future of Caritas for us. So thank you for everything you're doing for us now, but in shaping the future to come. The second question I have is from Giovanni from Caritas Finland. And Giovanni asked, what advice can you give to young people to bring the presence of Caritas in our local realities? I think the best thing I can say to you is be yourselves. The quality of you and what you bring to your encounters with the people you meet in Caritas is the greatest gift you can bring. So firstly, love yourselves. Be yourselves and love the people you serve as much as you love yourselves. The quality of the encounter, the way Caritas works with the people we serve, is what really sets us apart from a more service-oriented approach. We are, if you like, the compassion, the love, the solidarity on behalf of our local churches as we encounter those who need our help most. So please, be the presence of Caritas. Be yourselves, be relaxed, and be present to the people you serve. Thirdly, we have a question from Randa from Caritas Mona. And thanks for your question, Randa. Randa asks, from my perspective, what are the most effective strategies has used to engage young people meaningfully, and where do you see room for improvement? And I think what I have seen throughout Caritas globally is the role that young people play in volunteering in their communities. When I think particularly in the Middle East, in Lebanon, in Jordan, in Syria, the volunteering of young people, the presence in their communities, and taking out the assistance we have, the services we provide into the communities and spending time with the people we serve. That is such an important part of how young people have contributed to Caritas's work worldwide. Obviously, we've done more structural things, and we've seen young people contribute enormously in some of our working groups, in some of our governance, and in the leadership roles where appropriate. But I think in the end, it all comes down to how do we serve the people who depend on us? How are we good news for the poor? And I think I've seen brilliant examples in many, many countries of how you young people, particularly as volunteers, are really present to the people that we serve. The third question I have is from Ivar from Cordaid, and thanks for your question, Ivar. Ivar asks, what career advice would I give to young professionals in the NGO sector? I think perhaps counterintuitively, what I would say is don't try to run before you can walk. your energy and enthusiasm, please throw yourselves into the roles that are available to you now. Be hungry and thirsty for what you can learn now and the way you can do the things you can now to your greatest possible strengths. The more you do that, the more you learn now, the more you will lay down the experience and wisdom and knowledge that you will need later on in your careers. So invest now for the future that will come. These are the most precious times. Live in the present, live in the now, with an eye to the future, always serving in the name of Caritas. Fifthly, to Paula from Caritas Mexicana. And Paula, thanks for your question, and it's always great to hear from you. And Paula addresses her question to me saying, Alistair, what have young people in Caritas taught me personally? Lessons that you believe every member organisation can learn from. And I have to say, Paula, probably the first thing was watching the way that you, together with Enrique in Mexico in May, really threw yourself into organising the representative council and the expo meetings when we were in Mexico City. You really took control of that. You really held together the program and you made it such a success. And I think what I take from that is the real presence you gave to the task in hand. And I think when I look at throughout the Confederation, young people bring enormous enthusiasm to each of the tasks that they're asked to do. And I think that enthusiasm is infectious. It keeps alive in us the hope and the energy and the optimism and the sheer audacity to believe that a just world is possible. So thanks, Paula. And finally, from Egypt, from Caritas Egypt, we have Engie, who asks, if Caritas was a young person today, what kind of personality would it have? A dreamer, a change maker, or a peace builder? And of course, Engie, the answer is all of these things. We are each given our own personalities, our own strengths, our own weaknesses, and that's how we shine and we come together, feeding off the strengths of one another. We need your dreams, we need your desire for change, your thirst for change, your energy for change. And in these broken times, we need to be peace builders in all of our communities, down at the grassroots, all the way up to the international level, as we fight to defend the international system, multilateralism, the rule of law, the importance of human rights. Caritas's presence in building peace in many, many countries is absolutely essential. So there's no one personality. We need all of your personalities, every one of you, to contribute everything you have with everything you can bring to it, because you are the hope for Caritas in the future. So thank you. I'm sure there were many, many other questions as we look around the world in these times, and I hope you will keep searching with your questions, and I hope with your teams around you, working together, but in your home organisations, you'll keep looking for the answers to those questions. And as we discern those questions together, we will start to see the future for Caritas and what we need to be in the future. So finally, happy World Youth Day again. And as I finish, thank you all for everything you do individually. Thank you in all your many different places. And thank you for being part of this wonderful Caritas family and all that we are able to be for all humanity, thanks to everything you do. Thank you all.